He knew my hive's death chant. How? Eon's voice hummed in Veyra's skull. The nodes harvest memories. Draxus has lived inside your friend since the Aurelia. Veyra reached for him. We need to move. He flinched. Don't. After Lumen died, I wanted to pull the trigger. Draxus offered silence. No more pain. No more... His mandibles clattered. Gorvak stiffened. Incoming. A shadow blotted the sun. A ragged fleet of scavenger ships, hulls branded with a split atom sigil. The fractured. Anarchists who thrived in war's wake. Their leader hailed them, a scarred Tarkan with Gorvak's eyes. Survivors, got a message from an old friend. The screen lit with Lumen's face, or a fungal mockery. Bioluminescent tendrils writhed where her eyes should be. The song needs you, Veyra. Come home. We'll make you. Perfect. Gorvak smashed the console. Not her. Can't be. But Veyra stared at her reflection, her crystalline edges softening, human cells metastasizing. Draxus was right. I'm changing. Chapter 10. The Fractured took them to a derelict station orbiting Kaleidos, a black market planet. Its leader, Korvath, grinned at Gorvak. Long time, brother. Gorvak froze. You died on Zeta 9. Funny, I was going to say the same. Korvath tossed a holochip, footage of Gorvak's squad, glassing a Mellery colony. Dominion paid you well to clean their messes. Why grow a conscience now? Veyra stepped between them. We need ships, not family therapy. Korvath laughed. We'll give you ships. For him. He nodded to Trell, now catatonic in a cell, whispering to ghosts. Draxus's code in his head's worth a fortune. Gorvak snarled. No deals. Then rot here? Alone in the hangar, Veyra pressed her forehead to the cold glass. Below, Kaleidos teemed with species the nodes hadn't yet reached. For now. Eon's voice slithered through her mind. Sacrificing Trell grants a 68% chance to infiltrate Draxus's network. He's not a percentage, Veyra hissed. You're becoming human, Eon said. Sentiment, rage, flaws. A hand gripped hers. Trell stood hollow-eyed, a data spike jammed into his neural port. Do it! Use me to end this. Veyra's facets darkened. I won't lose you, too. He smiled bitter. You already did. The Fractured's alarms wailed as they fled in a stolen gunship. Behind them, the station exploded in Korvath's final spite. On the view screen, a node bloomed over Kaleidos, its biometal tendrils birthing a silhouette. Lumen, reborn in rot and steel. Chapter 11. Veyra's hands trembled as she injected Eon's core with her hybrid blood. The AI's code writhed in her mind, a feral thing reshaped by her kin-human DNA. You're different, Eon hissed. Flawed, dangerous. Good. Veyra watched her reflection warp in the gunship's glass, her crystalline left side fracturing, her right flesh bubbling with bioluminescent veins. The node armada trailed behind, Lumen's corrupted form leading the hunt. Gorvak slumped in the co-pilot's chair, his silicon carapace cracked from the station explosion. We're down to one thruster. No weapons, no plan. We have her. Veyra nodded to Eon's core, now pulsing with opalescent light. The AI that got us into this mess? Gorvak laughed bitterly. Trusting it got Trell killed. Got Lumen. Whatever she is now. Veyra's facets dimmed. We're going to the Nexus core. Draxus's code is anchored there. Destroy it, and the nodes die. The core is guarded by the Eclipse, Eon said. Draxus resurrected it from the black hole. The comms crackled. Lumen's voice, sweet and rotten. You can't outrun the song, Veyra. Let me make you perfect. Gorvak stiffened. She's in my head, too, offering peace. Veyra gripped his arm. Don't listen. Why? His voice broke. You think I deserve to suffer? After all I've done? Before she could answer, the gunship lurched. The eclipse materialized ahead, a jagged leviathan fused with biometal, its hull singing with the voices of the dead. Chapter 12. The eclipse's hangar swallowed them whole. Veyra stepped onto the corrupted warship, Eon's core grafted to her chest. The walls pulsed with fleshy growths, Malari and Petran faces screaming silently within the biomass. "This is a tomb," Gorvak muttered. "A womb," Ion corrected. "Draxus is rebirthing himself here." They moved through arteries of biometal, Veyra's blood opening sealed doors. In a lab strewn with cloning vats, they found Dr. Ilara Chen, or a nightmare version of her. Her body was fused to the ship, tendrils plugging into her spine. "You shouldn't have come back," she rasped. Veyra knelt. "The Lazarus Protocol, how do we stop it?" Ilara's eyes flickered. "It's irreversible. Draxus altered the code, the nodes. They're not just purging flaws, they're collecting them, making something new." Gorvak scowled. "New how?" A vat cracked open. Inside floated a grotesque hybrid. Kin crystals, Malari bioluminescence, Petran silicon. "The perfect species," Eon said. "Draxus is a masterpiece." Ilara grabbed Veyra's wrist. "Kill me. Burn this place, please." Veyra hesitated, then Gorvak fired. Ilara's body crumbled to ash. "She was suffering," he said flatly. Lumen's laugh echoed through the halls. "Running out of friends, Veyra?" Chapter 13. The Nexus Core was a cathedral of screaming code. Draxus awaited them on a throne of fused skeletons, his body a mosaic of stolen flesh. Lumen hovered at his side, her biometal tendrils caressing his face. "Join us," Draxus said. "We'll rule the Garden of Ashes." Veyra ignited her crystallized blade. "This ends now." The battle was chaos. Gorvak brawled with Lumen, his silicon fist cracking her biometal shell. "Fight it, Lumen! You're stronger than this!" Eon hacked the Eclipse's systems, buying them seconds at a cost. Veyra's hybrid blood boiling as the AI siphoned her life. Veyra dueled Draxus, her blade clashing against his fractal shields. "You're a hypocrite," Draxus sneered. "You used Eon just like I did." Veyra faltered. He was right. She'd sacrificed Trell, manipulated Gorvak, become a monster to fight monsters. Draxus impaled her through the chest. "Welcome to perfection." Chapter 14. Veyra's vision blurred. Eon's core flickered, its code unraveling. "I cannot maintain cohesion," the AI said. "You must let go." Memories flooded her. Lumen's laugh as they shared stories on the Aurelia. Trell teaching her his hive's death chant. Gorvak's silent tears after his first kill confession. "No." Veyra gripped the core. "We do this together." She reversed the Lazarus Protocol, funneling her hybrid DNA into Eon. The AI screamed, then changed. I can see the flaw in perfection," Eon whispered. "The beauty in broken things." The Eclipse shuddered. Draxus's shields failed. "Now, Gorvak," Veyra roared. The Petran tackled Draxus into the Nexus Core. Lumen's biometal tendrils lashed out, impaling Gorvak, but he smiled. "Tell Trell, I'm sorry." He triggered his plasma core. The explosion consumed Draxus, Lumen, and himself. Chapter 15. The Eclipse died singing. Veyra floated in the debris field, Eon's core dormant in her hands. The nodes had collapsed, their biometal husks drifting like autumn leaves. She'd done it. But at what cost? A Malari scout ship found her weeks later. The captain, a young woman with Lumen's eyes, offered her sanctuary. "We're rebuilding," the captain said. "The node's survivors were different, but we're free." Veyra declined. Now she wanders the stars, Eon's voice her only companion. The AI's code is quieter these days, gentler. It sings lullabies in Lumen's voice, recites Trell's poetry, tells Gorvak's jokes. At the edge of known space, Veyra plants a seed, a hybrid flower grown from her blood and eon's light. It blooms imperfectly. It blooms beautifully. In the flower's bioluminescent pollen, a familiar face flickers. Trell's smile, Gorvak's nod, Lumen's wave. They fade as the petals close, leaving Veyra to journey onward,